Hello guys, good evening. This is Kenneth and welcome back to my channel, and we are here again on another episode of Couch Talks featuring another brilliant and another interesting topic about nurses here in the UK. And for you guys out there who are nurses currently working here in the UK, and for those of you who are planning to go here in the UK to pursue their dream to become a nurse here in the UK, this vlog is for you. So before anything else guys, I would just like to invite you out there, to those who haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. It can be your adventures. Click the subscribe button for more exciting vlogs about my travels, about my life here in the UK, as well as my life as a nurse, working as a nurse here in the UK. So let's get on with this vlog. So this vlog is very interesting for me because I've come across with an article when I was browsing my Facebook. One of my good friends who is working here as a nurse in the hospital where I'm working currently, she shared a Facebook post as an article about, can you believe this? Nurses here in the UK, they're planning for nurses to be trained here to perform surgery under radical plan to slash the NHS waiting times and tackle looming crisis of aging population. So that means nurses, they're planning that nurses will be trained to do surgical procedures here in the UK. How good is that? It's really promising for the nurses who are working here in the UK, because it's really exciting to know about this article. I can't wait to share to you guys my insights about the article that I've read today, and that's why I've made this vlog, just to give my opinions about this article, because it's very promising for nurses who are currently working here and for those of you who are planning to start a career as a nurse here in the UK. So I did more research into it. This is very recent because it's within this month that it was published. So a lot of different websites, the Daily Mail, we've got as well here the Telegraph. They've got articles about nurses who will be trained to perform surgery here in the UK. So the article is all about, as I said, nurses, be soon performing surgeries here in the UK. And this article is in response to the looming crisis here in the UK about nursing shortage, and also long waiting time for patients down in the urgent care center or accident and emergency area in the hospitals here in the UK. So guys, let's get to the most important part of this topic. So this plan of NHS or National Health Service to have nurses be trained to do surgeries here in different hospitals across the UK is in response to an ongoing crisis here in the UK about nursing shortages. So guys, I will give you important points about this article. So nurses will be urged to take a 2-year course. Imagine a 2-year course to be surgical care practitioners. So that means nurses will be given the opportunity to be sent to a university to do proper course on how to do surgeries or how to perform surgeries here in the UK. Second, the plans are expected to be laid out in the NHS People Plan next month. So that means it will be very soon. It will be next month. So that means it's gonna be March 2020. And also, critics say that the plan is seeking plaster solution to a very serious staffing crisis. So a lot of government officials here in the UK is also quite apprehensive with the decision of having nurses to do surgery, because it's not only gonna provide them with more problems about nursing shortage, but also will cause them problems in terms of regulation, in terms of standards, because they have to make standards for this one if they have to introduce another area in the nursing field. So it says here as well on the article that nurses will be urged to take a 2-year course to become surgical care practitioners and help ease the workload of under pressure surgeons. A lot of doctors here, much more in NHS or in the government hospitals, that they are so pressured in terms of providing care for the patients, in doing the best that they can, even to a point of compromising their health, compromising their time. And it's really becoming more problematic now because healthcare practitioners are getting more tired and they don't know what else to do because shortage. We are in need of nurses here in the UK, let's face it. In other countries that they have problems in terms of nurses, of how they're gonna fill the vacancies for nurses, but also here in the UK. So it says here in the article that next month, wherein they're gonna present the plan for nurses to perform surgeries, it says here that under the proposal, the qualified nurses will be responsible for procedures including the removal of hernias, benign cysts, and some skin cancers. So these are like minor procedures. These are like really promising because apart from nurses here who can prescribe, you know, here in the UK, nurses can prescribe because you can undergo a course wherein what they call a nurse prescribing course. So nurses can actually prescribe some medications under certain regulations here. And also they can assume some roles and functions of doctors. And it's another aspect wherein they can practice their autonomy and as well as their independence as also like a healthcare practitioner here in the UK. Also, apart from all those procedures that I mentioned, they will also undertake key tasks during major surgery, including heart bypasses and hip knee replacements. So this like type of surgeries are very, very common here in the UK. And also, why not, you know, why not nurses can do this? This is a very good move. For me, to be honest, this is a really good move because it's hitting two birds in one stone. Because apart from we are thinking of like a brighter or a proper solution to the problem of the ongoing crisis of shortages here in the UK, we are also promoting independence as well as autonomy to our nurses, which is very good in the nursing profession. So the only downside of this is actually, you know, it might pose a little bit of anxiety for patients, knowing that when you are a patient, knowing that a surgery that will be done for you will be performed by non-surgeons. So it takes a lot of confidence and guts also for nurses to like really establish their competency in terms of like performing surgeries to patients in order for them to like actually gain the trust of patients and also to gain their cooperation in terms of safety, in terms of putting the patient at ease. Because, you know, we are talking and we are dealing about life here. So and they also want the best for themselves, like for patients. But to be honest, can do more good than harm. That's just my honest opinion about this one, because in comparison to a nursing practice back home in the Philippines where I practiced before, where I started practicing my nursing profession, it's way too different. I will give you an idea of how like nursing practice in the Philippines differs from nursing practice here in the UK, because in the Philippines, nurses are actually working side by side with doctors, but actually it's more of like a doctor-led type of decision making, because mostly nurses are like, they always like follow doctors in the Philippines. Whatever the doctor says, nurses will always have little or whatever nurses will say to doctors in terms of patient care, or you know, in terms of how they manage the patient, will always have less bearing to doctors, because doctors believe that their management is much more superior, or their opinions is much more superior than the nurses. And that's just how I felt, you know, when I was like working back home in the Philippines, because nurses are not given much more opportunity to be themselves in terms of how they practice their profession. And also I have also like issues in terms of like doctors putting their trust also to like nurses, because nurses here, doctors are putting their trust on nurses' ability to like assess properly the patient in doing and carrying out their functions as nurses in managing the patient. Because in here, I feel like, you know, we have a voice, and that nurses can be actually like a very essential contribution in the care of the patients. I hope that, you know, this plan actually of training nurses to do surgeries here in the UK will actually like push through, because this will be an open doors to a lot of other opportunities for nurses to be more independent, and also for doctors to deload themselves of a lot of workload, because, you know, this task can actually like can be delegated to nurses once they are given proper training and a proper course, and as well as the proper competency and the standards for them to do surgeries to patients. And if the government thinks that this is a like good solution in order to like address the problem of aging population, the problem of long wait for patients to be catered or to be addressed with the health problems in NHS, this will actually be more beneficial than do more harm to like patients, because nurses actually here are also assuming a lot of different roles in terms of like managing the patients, because there are a lot of different disciplines here that nurses can choose from. Exposed to like certain areas, they can be more competent, and you know, they can be more competent and more expert in the specialty that they have to choose. Here it's more robust in terms of how empowered nurses are, and how the Nursing and Midwifery Council, which regulates nursing profession here in the UK, it's well regulated. The policies and the protocols as well is more robust and well led here in the UK. That's why nurses here can practice competently their profession with the guidance coming from the Nursing and Midwifery Council. So for me, this is really a good move. So I hope that, you know, it's gonna push through and will give nurses the opportunity to express themselves competently as well as independently in the nursing profession. I hope that this is the start of something new for the nursing profession here in the UK. I know, guys, that whatever solution that the government is thinking about addressing the problem here in the UK, I know it's for the good of everyone. So hope you enjoy this vlog and see you on the next edition of Couch Talks.